we like to cover public speaking. First of all, we like to understand what the public speaking is. To emphasize, to explain the importance of the speech is uh, recently it is increased. The importance of the speech is increasing because that offers the more intuitive and efficient means of interacting with technology and accessing information. With those increased interaction between human and technology, that increases. So the importance of the speech is also increased. When we were equipped, when we were understanding of those technology, we can use it in beneficially to communicate with people better. So that is the importance of the public speeches. So as speech technology continues to improve, its applications will expand across all sectors like cultures, countries, so that enhancing the convenience and accessibility and productivity for with communicating better that benefits to building relationships and connection in our society. Okay, what is public speaking? It is the act of expressing thoughts, ideas, emotions through spoken language. Like, for example, me, I like to stand up on before podium that speaks. Actually, I deliver the knowledge for academic reason. So I speak about the public speaking, the topic we cover today to you guys. That is the action of expressing thoughts, ideas, emotions. Okay? Lecturing is one of the public speaking. So, to do have effective speech which requires not only the ability to articulate the words clearly but also to organize thoughts logically and adapt communication style to the audience, and that conveys meaning of the communication effectively through our tones, emphasis, and body languages. So that includes everything. Our body language, spoken language, the emphasis that we make on certain part of the speeches, and then you use your tones high and low. Those are things all included in effective speech. Okay, there are many different type of public speaking. First, informative speech. Informative speeches aim to provide the audience with new knowledge or the facts, scientific facts, some kind of demographics, the analysis about a certain topic that we have in our society. So that is often used in educational settings, presentations, and lectures, which conveys the informations and then also increase the audience in understanding. That's the purpose of informative speech. Increasing audience understanding. That is purpose of informative speech. Another public speech we are covering is persuasive speech. Persuasive speech is a design, actually convince, persuade the audience to adopt some kind of special, particular viewpoint, and then let them take some kind of action or change their beliefs, behaves. Those are all included in persuasive speech. So these speeches are often used some kind of persuasive techniques and compelling arguments. Those are also included in persuasive speech. Another type of speech is entertaining speech. Entertaining speech is, as the name suggests, that is meant to amuse, entertain, captivate the audience. It is often used in standing comedies, storytellings, and speeches at events such as like weddings, parties, small party gatherings for entertainment, enjoyment of the gatherings. Those are all included. Then the next one is demonstrative speech. Actually, demonstrative speech is involved showings, explaining how to do something or introduce some kind of products. So that is often includes step-by-step instruction and visual aids like presentations to help the audience for their better understanding and also replicate, copy the process or take tasks that is being demonstrated. Another type of speech is expository speech. Expository speech is similar to informative speeches, but in expository speech, we are more focused on explain the topics with more details, more a deeper explanation. So these speeches often delves into underlying the principles, the concepts of a subject to enhance the audience's comprehension. Another type of speech we cover that is motivational speech. Motivational speech is actually aims to inspire and encourage the audience to take certain action or overcome the challenges and achieve some kind of personal, societal, professional goals. They often rely on personal episodes, success stories, and emotional appeals. Another type of speech, special occasion speech. That is that is similar to expository speeches. Also, that is more focused on the certain topics and details. Next, public speaking. The type we talk about is impromptu speech. Impromptu speech is delivered without a prior preparation and or planning. Okay, that is instant speech. So the speaker is given the topic or prompt on the spot or any kind of location, and so they have to quickly formulate, make their present their thoughts, ideas to audience. That is impromptu speech. Another type of speech is debate speech. In a debate speech, the participants deliver their ideas, deliver speeches that has support or oppose the specific proposition or arguments. So these speeches require structures, the argument, and then counter argument to convey to audience and judges. Also, another type of speech is inspirational speech. Inspirational speech is that is aiming to uplift and motivate the audience by sharing personal stories, achievement, or lessons that is learned from overcoming adversity, actually difficulties, and they often focus on resilience, recovering quickly, resilience, and determination and personal growth. That is inspirational speech. Another type of speech is political speech. Political speeches are also delivered by politicians and political figures to address the constituents or convey the political policy, some positions, their opinions, their thoughts, ideas, or rally support for the cause of campaign. So they often include elements of persuasion and rhetoric. Rhetoric means the power of speech. So most politicians, they are really good at their speech. They use skill of rhetoric speech. Acceptance speech. These speeches are delivered when receiving a award, the honor, and recognition. So they typically express their gratitude and acknowledgement while often conveying the the message of inspiration and appreciation. That's the acceptance speeches, like, Grammy Awards, Oscar, you know, the awards, they come out, they give speech to audience, expressing their gratitude, appreciations. Another type of speech, tribute speech. Tribute speech is delivered to pay homage, the respect to the person, the groups or organizations. So that is highlighted the accomplishments, the quality, and the contributions of their subject. Actually, that is being honored. And another type of speech, public speaking, is sales pitch. Sales pitches actually involves persuasive communication that aims at convincing the potential customers to purchase certain products and services. So they are often emphasize the product's benefit and the values of those products or the services. That is sales pitch. So these are all the type of speeches we can talk about. Now, we like to go over to the elements that we make equip with better public speaker. So public speak, when we talk about the elements, we have to equip the certain elements that make us good public speaker. So in this slide, the elements we talk about for the good public speaker is first, clear purpose. You have to know what you want to deliver your message clearly. Also, it is well defined, the purpose that you have to have. Without well-defined purpose, you cannot deliver your information, ideas to audience. So the speaker must be clear about what they are delivering to achieve the goal of speech. Also, another element is audience awareness. First, you have to understand what the audience's demographics, their interest, the needs they want. That is very crucial. So, good speaker should well equipped to specific audience, the information, the well awareness of certain audiences, so that engage, the resonate with the audience for better communicate. So another element we are talking about is a strong contents. When you deliver your speech to audience, it should be done well. It should be done based on the well researches, well organized, and then there should be coherent. Actually, coherent means constant reasoning, constant rational. So it should provide valuable information, compelling argument, and engaging stories that support the speech's purpose. So you have to have strong contents. To make strong contents, you have to do, before that, you have to do well research. Once you've done research, you make the ideas well organized. And then when you deliver, it should be done coherency. It should be done logically, constant manner. So that makes our speech is valuable. Another element we talk about is structure and organization. When you deliver your speech to audience, it should have a clear structure that includes introduction, beginning part of the speech, introduction and the body, the main argument, the main ideas are included in the body, and then the conclusions. Final thought, the final emphasis, that is conclusion. So introduction should grab the audience attentions. That is important. The body should be presented by the main topics, and then the conclusion should reinforce the key messages, the emphasis. So the conclusion makes the message lasting over and over times. Engaging openings. That means the opening of speech should be attention grabbing. So this can be achieved through some famous quotes or compelling stories, interesting stories, and surprising facts or rhetorical questions. With those things, the engaging opening impacts the audience. Another element is logical flow. The speech should have a logical flow of ideas with a smooth transition between the points. So each point should build on the previous one and creating reasonable, natural progress. It should be continuously progressed, keeping the flow of idea is constant. That is logical flowing. Another element is clarity and simplicity. You have to use clear and straightforward language. You have to avoid the jargon or complex terminology. Okay, jargon means the language terms that is used in special professional area, like doctor's language, like lawyer's language. So you try to avoid using those languages. That is important. So that because they might confuse the audience. So you have to make yourself clear, straightforward. So you can enables you to deliver the sentences, clear ideas effectively. Another element we talk about is appropriate tones and styles. The tone and style of speech should match the occasions. It should match with events. The purpose of the gathering, purpose of the speech. An audience, like, example, formal business presentation require different tone than humorous after dinner speeches, right? So in every different settings, for the purpose of the speech, we have to adapt. We have to have flexibility to change the tone of our speech. Another element we use is visual aids like slides, props, multimedias. We should use those things effectively so that enhance the speech. Visuals should be done in clear, relevant, and used sparingly. Another element, engagement techniques. Always good speeches, they engage the audience through various techniques like storytellings, humor, questions, audience participations. So those techniques help maintain the interest and connections with audiences. Another element is confidence and delivery. The speaker should project confidence and speak clearly. Good posture, eye contacts, and appropriate gesture contribute to effective delivery. You have to make sure about the idea, knowledge, thoughts are confident Without the confidence, you not emphasize your ideas to audiences. So make sure that you have confidence and deliveries. Passion and enthusiasm. The speaker's passion for the topic, that should be evident. It is very clear, very purposeful. So enthusiasm can be contagious and captive the audience. If you don't have enthusiasm, and enthusiasm, because you are not sure about your ideas, right? So you cannot deliver your ideas, thoughts, opinions strongly. So that means the audience are not affected by your speech. So enthusiasm is very important. When you deliver your message, you have a strong passion using the speech techniques, so they can be contagious, spread out widely, and then captivate the audience. You get the all attentions from the audience. So the speech should be done enthusiastically. Yeah. And then the timing is another element. The speech should be well timed to fit within the allocated durations. So going significantly over or under the time limit, that can affect audience's engagement. So the well-designed time allocation is important. It cannot be short, it cannot be more than the designed time. The speech is more than the planned hours. Maybe the audience felt like exhausted, fatigued. When some stories repeated over and again, so the audience is involvement in the speech is reduced. So keeping timing is also another element that should be more emphasized when we deliver the speeches. And relevance and audience benefit. The audience should perceive the value in the speech, whether it is gaining knowledge, being inspired, or experiencing entertainment. Always your speech should be relevant for the benefit for the audiences. Another element is practice rehearsals. Practice rehearse the speech multiple times to enhance fluency and confidence. So familiarity with the contents, that helps reduce some kind of nervousness. When you are nervous, when that means you are not confident on what you want to deliver your message. And another element is adaptability. A good speaker is prepared to adapt to expected circumstances, such as technical issues or audience reactions. So being flexible and responsive that enhance your speech to audience. Okay, another element we are talking about is respect and the professionalism. Maintaining a respectful and professional manner through the speech, it is important. You should avoid offensive, divisive language. So you have to be considerate of diverse perspectives. Important that you don't use offensive, distinctive languages, because there are many different point of view that audience can have. Whether their point of view are different and varies, you have to respect, you have to deliver your message very, very professional. Another element is effective use of body language. So nonverbal cues such as facial expressions, gestures, and postures that should complement your main speech, and you can deliver, you can convey your ideas more effectively in confidence, authenticity with to audiences. Another element is feedback and improvement. You always seek the feedbacks from peer groups, mentors, or audience. After the speech, you have to identify the areas of improvement. Continuously, you have to learn, you have to refine. That is essential for becoming a better public speaker. So these are all elements we cover that is very, very important elements to be good public speaker. So you have to practice those elements. You have to well equip those techniques that makes you a good public speaker. Okay, this lecture we are going to end. Another topics we cover is taboo. Okay, personal communication, when we talk about, we we meet many different people from coming many different cultural backgrounds. When people with different cultural background, they have their own cultural taboos. Some taboo is some action, words, the behavior that is taboo in some culture, but not in some certain people's cultures, right? So we have to aware of those taboos. That helps. We can communicate. We can build good connection, good relation with people. So the taboos are social. The meaning of the taboo is social, cultural prohibitions or restrictions. So that detect behaviors, actions, or subject that is considered unacceptable, disrespectful, or offensive sometimes within some particular society, some culture, some communities. So these taboos can vary widely between different cultures, right? And many encompass various aspects of life, including language, religion, sexuality, social interactions, and dietary practice. There are many different categories that taboo can be applied based on different cultural background. And the purpose of taboo some certain society is actually taboo serves the various functions within the culture, including maintaining social order in certain culture and upholding moral standards and preserving the sacred the sacred rituals and beliefs, then protecting individuals or group from certain harms. So that is a definition of taboos. We can categorize taboo in many different ways. The first, there should be religious taboo, social taboos, dietary taboos, gender and sexuality taboos, death, the mourning taboos, the generational taboos, elders, or any other health, hygiene taboos. Those are taboos exist in various different cultural background in society. The particular society. So when we well equipped by knowing how there are many different taboos, they are actually performed in differently from your cultures. So that is very important. Where awareness of those different taboos when you communicate with people from different cultures. Okay, let's see. There are some religious taboos. Discussing personal finances or income is taboo in some cultures. And public displays displays like affections, like kissing, holding hands, those action is taboo in some society. And another one is using someone's given name without permission. That is also taboo. So basically we give last name, right? Family names. That is acceptable. But the actual given name is called, that is taboo in some societies, some culture. So we have to know that might be taboo by using the the given name is taboo in some culture. Dietary taboo. Pork, it is well known for everybody, right? In some Islamics, that pork is taboo. They don't eat, right? And also beef is taboo in Hinduism. Some cultures, the way you eat, left hand is taboo when you eat dinner or food or whatever. So that is unclean in some culture. Okay, that's we covered. Okay, death, mourning taboos. Speaking about death or funeral arrangement, in some culture that is considered bad luck, disrespectful. Certain gestures or behaviors during mourning periods, such as like laughing, celebrating, that might be taboo in some culture. Or rarely, some culture people celebrate the death. I'm gonna share the culture. I'm not talking about there are there are I'm talking about there are many different culture. Meaning is very different for some particular action. So funeral means widely it is considered as sad ceremony, but some culture, the death, funeral, the process is celebrated in some culture. So I'm gonna show one video. So yeah, that was different meaning of funeral in some culture. They celebrate because the dead becomes entering the final resting place, right? Like heaven. So they celebrate it. Another taboo related to elders and authorities. So challenging and contradicting elders or authority figure may be taboo in some hierarchical society. The different level of people consisted in society. That's a hierarchical society. Also, speaking out against government policies or leaders in that society is maybe taboo in some authoritarian regimes like dictatorships, right? So that is taboo. But some country, the criticism to the politicians, that is normal in some democratic countries. But some culture from authoritarian regimes, dictatorships or monarchships, they might be taboo. So, cultural appreciation taboo, the appropriate element of another culture's traditions, symbols, and or practice without understanding. Okay? You don't understand, then you don't act. That is not right. Even though you don't understand what the meaning of that taboo is in some society, the particular society, just practice that taboo which is normal in that particular society when you want to communicate better and or respect their culture significantly, make give the values for their culture, that is respecting the culture. Another taboo is related to health hygiene. Like some culture, body functions or body fluids, that is taboo when they discuss those things. And failing to observe proper hygiene practice, like washing hands before meal, that is normal, right? But sometimes that is very strictly practiced. When they do that, when they wash their hands before meal, it is, strongly criticized, right? So, some cultures not give emphasis washing hands before meal. That is normal in other country. So we have to, well aware of those things. Also, coughing might be, you know, without covering your mouth. It is very disrespectful to the culture. People using cover for coughing. So very, it is considered offensive when you don't cover your mouth when coughing. So these are all taboos. There are many more taboos in our world. So the basic is whatever taboo is practiced in a certain society, if you can understand, that's better. Okay. The importance is respecting the culture is different from ours, and then just try to practice that taboo in that culture. There are some bad taboos or good taboos in different cultures, but the purpose of the taboo is, like we mentioned earlier, it is keeping the certain particular society's norms, standards, the morality, or sometimes preventing the harms. That's the purpose of the taboo. So whether the taboo is different from yours, first try to understand, and if you can, practice those things in that culture. Okay, I think that is the final for our lectures, and more to those things, the lecture we covered. I like to emphasize strongly the final thoughts. Actually, that was explained in the beginning of this lecture, this quarter. First lesson, like 10 weeks ago, we covered the meaning of the communications. So finally, I'm gonna emphasize this one more time, how important, what the communications are. So I want you to remember the basic communication definition and the true meaning of the communication, and try to make the communication skill equipped to yourself and practice those things. Okay, communication. One more emphasis. Communication is a process by which information is exchanged between individuals or culture through common systems like symbols, science, behaviors, languages. That is the communication. Okay, we change information between individuals using common systems like symbols, science, behaviors, languages. That is communication. More deeply, the purpose of the communication is understanding. To understand is to perceive, to interpret, and to relate our perception and interpretation to what we already know. That is purpose of the communication. You try to understand different culture, You try to understand people who are different from you. Try to understand cultural backgrounds. That is purpose of the understanding. The communication. And another purpose of the communication is sharing. That happens when you convey your thoughts, feelings, ideas, visions, insights to others. Also, you can exchange those things between you and people. That's the sharing. You try to find the meaning, true meaning of what we share through communication. It is not just understanding words, right? Behind exchange information, ideas, thoughts, beyond that, there are true meanings of that exchanging ideas, thoughts, informations, visions. So you have to find out true meaning of those information you exchanged with people. Finally, all these force into one conclusion. Why we communicate? Okay, it is because we like to make connection. Okay, we like to make relationships. That is the major aspect of communication, major purpose of the communication. Communication is understanding, sharing ideas with people, and then we try to find out true meaning of by exchanging the thoughts, ideas. These all comes to one conclusion. Why? Because we try to make connection between people. We try to make relationship with people. That's the main purpose of communication. Okay, I think that's all for today. Any question? Anything you want to say? Okay, if not, we're going to wrap up this lecture today. Thank you so much. See you next time.